Alright, so I'd like to start off with a few startling facts. Only 25% of people think that they're living up to their full creative potential. And only 25% of Americans, of that, 25% of Americans had the highest mark in the world, with only 52% believing they're living up to their full potential. My name is Boisvert, and for my senior project, I chose to learn some things about creativity in today's world. I chose to not only learn about the creative process as a skill, but also to find some ways for others to improve in this category. This important skill has been forgotten in previous decades, but is now becoming more widely taught. Many people don't realize how far in life creativity can take them. Firstly, creativity is not something that you either have or you don't. Creative thinking is a skill that can be trained in, that you can improve in. Some people have more talent for it than others, like all things, but by believing you are not capable of generating creative ideas, you limit your potential. I had always been the type of person who thought that I just wasn't creative, but I learned through this project that that is not the case. There are two main ways I found in increasing creativity. You can take a break from your work and do something relaxing and something that takes your mind off what you're doing. And secondly, schools have been doing more assignments that force students to be more creative. So stepping away from your work and focusing your attention on something else, even if it is just for 5 or 10 minutes, will not only help to ease anxiety, but it can make you more creative. According to a study, 72% of people said they have experienced new ideas while in the shower. On top of this, 14% said they take showers for the purpose of generating new creative ideas. Working for long stretches without breaks leads to stress and exhaustion, but taking breaks can help refresh the mind and help become you more creative. Another great way to increase creativity is to take walks. A study from Stanford University showed that when people tackled mental tasks that required imagination, walking led to more creative thinking than sitting did. And not only did over 80% of people feel more creative, but they also reported that the creative effects lasted even after they would return to work. So for the actual research portion of the project, I decided to focus on how creativity can affect the success of an individual. It has been found that there is a direct correlation to creativity and financial success. Companies such as Geico, Skittles, and GoDaddy have always seemed to catch my eye with their weird and out-of-the-ordinary TV commercials. I believe that these commercials are very effective at improving the overall sales of each company, and at the very least, these ads force people to remember them. Here's a great quote from the author Daniel Burris. "The companies that have done the best over the long haul are those who are the most creative and innovative. These organizations don't copy what others do. Instead, they may use innovative ideas from others as a springboard to come up with a unique application, product, or service for themselves." One of the biggest up-and-coming jobs is entrepreneurship, and the main skill used in this job is creativity. You have to think of your own way to outcompete other people, and you must be creative in order to do so. So for the actual project portion of my senior project, I decided to put some of these theories to the test. I decided to improve the overall look of the concession stand and see how I could improve the appeal of it. This is a picture of what the ticket window looked like before my project. The space was very unappealing to look at and never really used it as it was intended for. So I decided to make the overall look better. I handmade some cabinets for the space using wood that was generously donated, as well as hung up some shelves. So that's what it looks like now. And these cabinets and shelves will be used as an apparel store, just to make the ticket window look better in general. Lastly, I would like to get into how schools have implemented ways to improve creative thinking. Recently, schools have realized how important creativity truly is, and they have begun to implement new ways for students to improve this crucial skill. Teachers have begun to implement assignments with problems and more open-ended answers. These types of assignments force kids to think about the many different ways they could go about doing a problem. More and more schools and teachers have gone away from the traditional right or wrong types of questions. There will always be a place in schools for these types of assignments, but it has been shown to make students more well-rounded if they have a mix of both types of problem-solving skills. Another method of schools have been using is allowing kids to choose what they write a paper about or what they do a project on. This allows students to involve things that interest them and it'll make them more likely to do well. So throughout this project, I discovered what a huge impact creativity can have on someone's life, and I hope I was able to share this with all of you. Lastly, I would like to end off with a final quote by Albert Einstein. That is the way to learn the most, that when you are doing something with such enjoyment that you don't notice that the time passes. I am sometimes so wrapped up in my work that I forget about the noon meal. Thank you. Does anyone have any questions?